You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Lord my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, and hear the room and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think of God, His Son, not sparing, sent Him to die, I scarce can take it in. Then on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, He bled and died to take my sins away. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, Almighty God.
Try to be happy, relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness. The human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring fight to be like a king. Children become delinquents for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around. Production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture. Appreciate one another. Share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all Because important, if we had tried to live, everyone's on the hunt, every man ought to give generously.
Jesus, cover me, cover me. Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. You know the drill. Do your WZYE civic duty as soon as you get in. Share the live. Share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. WZYE TV and YouTube. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe, 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 subscribe. And you can always reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And this is how we start the thing.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
And that's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but...
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lydia, hello to you, Lydia. And we also bring this to as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Yeah, we gotta bring a little bit of fire. When you're from Trinidad, you gotta bring a little bit of fire, of course. And folks, when we say we originate, we don't imitate, we really and truly don't mean that. So we voice that for you as well. Take a listen.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our pledge to you, the people, that we will bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm bringing my pal, the young man himself, the man from the country, the man they call Uncle Tommy Boy. Tommy, welcome.
Good afternoon, Wall Street. How are you doing this evening, my good friend?
Tommy, I am doing so well, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing well. You know, when I'm finished this program here, I have to go and do 5 or 6 miles.
Wow.
Right? So, I'm enthusiastic, boy. On cloud 9. You understand? Because I had to wake up early to go and do it. You understand? So, I could come here, talk to the people. I want to finish. I go out and do a little 5, 6 miles. Yeah, you'll get better than that.
Anything you want more than that is ice cream.
Wow, I want a little more than ice cream, boy.
Cake too?
Eh?
You want cake too?
What kind of cake? A black cake? A rum cake?
Nah, rum cake is not for you.
No, I go take a little piece, man. I'll take a little piece. That's all right. Gonna after I take it, I'll go and sit down. I can't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Because they say, you know, for people like me, you know, you say people are sore fed. When you have a sore fed, what that mean to me? You have a sore fed.
I mean, it's your head is easily contaminated.
What do you mean? You can't drink?
Well, you can't drink. You can't be around anything that's going on that could affect your head.
Okay. Defender, welcome.
Blessed afternoon, Professor Walship and Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, man. Inside.
Hey, Defender, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm by the grace of God, I'm good, Uncle Tommy. Thanks for asking. But Walship, I purposely wanted to come in first. Because Walship, for the amount of years I lived on this earth, right? This was the first time I felt like emancipation.
Why is that?
But it's strange. And it came, the feeling came from a prime minister that is not of African descent.
Hey, Defender, I feel you have some type of thing spying on me, you know, or spying on what we coming with, you know. I feel so, you know. Go ahead.
But I think everybody felt that the way Defender felt.
Right. This conversation is very close to my heart.
Yeah, boy.
I agree with you 100%, Defender.
Yes, Uncle Tommy. But Uncle Tommy, you know what's real and you know what amazing still, although not shocking? The Fourth Estate dropped the ball again.
Yeah, they're working. They have a job to do.
Uncle Tommy, you remember when I used to call and I used to say, imagine Jamaica and Trinidad did not sign on to this bank. Now it's only Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That was inevitable.
But
you know, baby, proud Uncle Tommy on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bissessa, MPSC, brought back this conversation to the forefront.
Big time.
I'm also
After
impressed
the
with it.
blackest bank, this would
Yes.
block this bank.
Yeah.
But what you know make it funny? If we tell certain African people they don't get vaccinated.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
You know why I realized Wall Street? African people will not accept nothing from the East Indians.
Yeah.
Long since not from PNM.
Yeah. Correct. Correct is right. You're absolutely.
And Wall Street.
Yeah.
I don't care who backs it before I answer next year. You say this program don't stifle people.
Yeah, we stifle nobody.
David Mohammed disappointed me on a very high level. Because David Mohammed is one of the men who was clamoring for this under the PNM and wasn't getting no headway. So I thought David Mohammed program would have been yesterday. Joy and happiness about the bank looking like one step closer. And David Mohammed program yesterday was stand your ground law. And this law is to destroy African people. Wall Street, is it our fault that African people doing most of that crime in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
Is it the UNC fault?
It's the PNM fault. The PNM fault.
But David Mohammed, the intellect, I don't want to call him the expert of the word, I call him a new name now.
No, I call him a nice.
But anyway,
yeah.
David Mohammed is saying yesterday that stand your ground law in Trinidad and Tobago is a racist law.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, shit, that one shocked me yesterday.
I could go tit for tat on David Mohammed on that one. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear his discussion, but I could go tit for tat.
Well, should I try all how to call in the program? I don't know if it was purposely done if I didn't get through. But I try all how to get in that program on Saturday. To ask David Mohammed, when Africans killing Africans, where's the outcry? Because Wall Street, I tell you, I don't care who bets me today. No. I come out, I see I wasn't calling for a couple of days. Wall Street, whose fault it is that African people are doing most of the crimes in Trinidad and Tobago?
The PNM. I blame it on the PNM.
Exactly.
The PNM have 1 minute defender. When you have 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line, what do you expect? Right? Exactly. In 2015, we had 17.3%. When Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bissessa left office back then. And under the PNM, from 2015 to 2025, they increased it by 52%. Who's to blame for that?
Right. Very good one, too. That is my point. So because African people mostly do crime, in other words, David Mohammed should have said, don't bring that law.
No. You're wrong.
What was sad, I swear the man coming with the AFREXIMBANK thing, that we are one step closer. The bank is so interested. Is so welcoming of the leader of the bank. Had a meeting in the diplomatic center with the new president of the bank. What you know what happened, man? Answer Macal Bank, Answer Merchant Bank.
Yeah.
Is well entwined with the AFREXIMBANK.
Correct is right. Yep.
But here we're going on Wall Street. AFREXIMBANK is not the DSS.
Yeah.
When the cash shut it down.
Correct. You can't control that.
Where mostly African people put their money and lost it. But I feel the African people forget that. $22 million the government take from an institution who wasn't helping black people. But the Afro-Exim Bank Wall Street is a legal institution. But you know who the man help? African people. So certain people were shaking in the boots. So now the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Sessa STMP is encouraging the conversation again. After 4 years, Kid Lucifer Rowley shut off the bank. Now we are seeing some renewed hope. Wall Street, I think I might be the first man to join that bank because Wall Street, I tried to join from Trinidad in Barbados. First, I have this bank is so close to my heart. So, thank you, Kamala Prasad, sir. You deserve a round of applause for making African people feel emancipated for the first time in how much years of emancipation? Because emancipation now is like a celebration, is a party now in the Wall Street.
Yeah, it's a party. It's a party.
Ask 97% of the people who are out there, what is the meaning of emancipation? And what are they doing? Is it the same? They can never answer you. So, Wall Street, thanks to the East Indian Prime Minister for helping Africans over and over in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, Wall Street, for allowing me this contribution.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Let me give Prime Minister.
Thank you, Fender.
To the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa, right? And Tommy,
I'm disappointed in David if David said that.
yeah, let me quickly do this. All right, let me take this call. I wanna acknowledge who was first in the village. I mean in
Kishan Thomas.
Yeah. Hey, Brooklyn, hold on. Let me say Keyshawn start a new streak. This is the first time Keyshawn was in first. He says, "Good morning, Professor Warshid and Uncle Tommy." Keyshawn, you're inside, boy. You're big. Brooklyn, go ahead.
Warshid, good afternoon to you, Uncle Tommy, viewers and listeners.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Brooklyn.
Tell nobody, friend. I am not surprised of David Mohammed behavior. You know, I've never taken time, Warshid, to sit down and listen to that David Mohammed program.
Nah. Brooklyn, let me stop you. Wait.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Listen.
Sorry. All right. Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Because David Mohammed get land, right?
Yeah.
After he had been fighting for land so long, for years, and the only person came because Kamala Prasad Bissessa. And he see what Kamala Prasad Bissessa is trying to do for the African community. And the day after emancipation, you're going to run a program talking about stand your ground law and its racism. So who you trying to say putting racism laws against African people, not the same person who gave the land? I'm going to tell you some Wall Street. I got to be careful with the people who consider themselves to be African under the umbrella of being a Muslim. Why? Wall Street in Africa, there's Muslim groups. If you're not a Muslim, you cannot live there. They're killing African people. So I will tell you something. I'm not talking of maybe or if. I am telling you that even the whole Ben Laden thing, there was Muslims too who you feel they were shooting and killing in Africa in all them places. Right? So again, I have nothing against the Muslim committee, but I will tell you something. Muslims, when you call yourself African or black and thing, once you're not a Muslim, they're really not going to fight for you in no way, no. You ever see African march, any African organization come out in anything and the whole of the Muslim community come out in support of what is taking place? You don't see that. sit down and listen to any of his program because between everything he's talking about, I have seen him beat around the bush when it comes to the PNM. I've seen him act as if behind closed doors, he's sitting down and having discussions with the PNM. So, if I know that the PNM is the destruction of African people in Trinidad and Tobago, I am not going to sit down and make David Mohammed bamboozle me as a true African. You understand what I'm saying? So this is me, and I should have many other people out there who will have the same opinion as me when it comes to him, because Saturday wasn't the day to talk about that nonsense and talk about because the UNC is trying to do this standing ground law, it's racism. That was not the day. He did that on purpose. He did that right after emancipation on purpose because he's not that stupid fella. I am not calling him dunce or uneducated. He's very educated. But I am saying you only have to be careful when it comes to being Muslim and being African. Because there's in places in Africa, if you're not a Muslim, you could be dead immediately. You could be shot and killed immediately. So we have to stop pretending on what's going on in the outer world and try to baby up thing and pamper thing when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, right? And I want to say one more thing, Moshe, before I go, right? Remember when they was doing the money change in the PNM? It had a man with 29 million in the house. You remember that?
Yeah.
And he get that change, right? Going back to Mova Defender with the whole African Exempt Bank, the SS only had 20-something million. That man alone, one man, had all them millions, and he called himself a pastor. Tell me, where a pastor, right? We know how the PNM connection is with pastors in Trinidad and Tobago, right? They have a history of all kind of money laundering and all kind of bad stuff that coming up when it comes to dealing with pastors hiding things through church. And that pastor, don't want to forget it, that pastor had $29 million in a bag, and he said was the church people gave it. And Rowley Jr., all of them was defending that. I don't forget things. They have a reason for defending it. Because that PNM pastor getting money change. Well, have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Oh, Tommy.
Yes.
Boy. Today, boy. I'll get to the chat. Let me take this call. COP, welcome. COP.
Professor Wall Street, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, Uncle Tommy.
Good afternoon, COP.
It's amazing. It's amazing to hear the things that come out from human being mouth. But the Constitution protect David Mohammed from saying whatever he want to say on his live program. But the standing ground laws, David Mohammed, when that pass, that will be constitutional law. So constitutional law can never be racism. That is the vocabulary interfering with and twisting the minds of people. What's the difference between a straight hair person, an educated straight hair person, applying for a gun, and that a head person applying for a gun? What's the difference? And there's two human beings using the Constitution and the law to apply for the gun. So how that could be racism? Racism law. How that could be racism law? That could never be racism law. It will become constitutional law, David Mohammed, when them bills pass. That is not going to be. It's not going to be racism. And if you find it's only black people who get killed, you walk to the communities. You go and speak to the people and them in the community. Tell them be just as how them Indian people and them being, them going and applying it, them keeping themselves to a standard, them applying for guns and things and nobody doing them nothing. Tell your brothers and sisters to do the same thing to David Mohammed. That racism law we're bringing with her, we should not accept that. Because your program, David Mohammed, Indian people say your program is racism to them. Professor Wall Street, they will say that Indian people, Syrian people, and Chinese people will say that, oh, nah, I don't listen to David Mohammed because that's a racism program. That racist towards us. Why it is? When every time an East Indian in office, some of the brightest, so-called brightest Africans in them, they try to condemn those leaders in them. Why? Look, the same president of the bank that the black prime minister didn't want over here and business didn't want over here. Look, the Indian woman bring them. For the last UE students and them who get scholarships was 150. Look, the Indian lady giving citizens of this country 375 students now getting scholarship. Why all doesn't want the future of this country to get more? Why? Because all this PM cemetery waiting for all over the country. Professor Wall Street, have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Tommy?
Yes.
And your ground laws based on the United States is not racist, right? There are research that shows it. Let me take this call. KFC, welcome. KFC, welcome. KFC.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon to Mobile Defender.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to Brooklyn. I'm a boy who talk there. You know, yesterday, I think of David Moore program. You see, David Morgan, he don't like black people at all. He like PNM. I'm telling him, boy, them first, it's them so have to play down the bottom of the ladder, you know. Because they doesn't talk equal rights and justice. A man calling yesterday in the program and try to pull it down and tell you the worst of that thing. He bring Africa people to vote for the UNC. And you come to say I'm standing ground law. Why I no respect for them more than them, boy? Because for the last 9 years, and then David Moore come out and talking for this and talking for that, you know, and ponging the former PNM government, quote unquote, say the black people, you know. The Honorable Cameron Professor give David Moore that piece of land. That why they have nothing. That why they support the Honorable Salman Raj. He not coming to talk nice and so educated, like he's so nice. He talking real, he fight for people and them. That why they all the school, the Dwali Naga and Kanata and David more than playing mal with black people and them by. But I was remember from the radio station, I was of course them black because them playing against so black and conscious, you know. Because them don't like black people, them like PNM. I mean, I have respect for them more, but again, let me say that to the Mobile Defender and Tunji and my brother. We listen to them more program.
Yeah, man.
I call it program and man attacking them. Wall Street are going from here, right? Bless the Lord, Bible.
Bless. Tommy, I think I believe I didn't hear the program, so I don't want to make comments, but on an overall basis, if that is what was said, I think David Mohammed is 100% incorrect, right? Because stand your ground laws here in the United States compared to what they're doing in Trinidad and Tobago is different. There are some similarities, but there are more differences than similarities. And I've said this over and over. It more talks about the Casa doctrine more than anything else. And to me, in my estimation, Tommy, if the people who are doing the crime look like me, I'm going to disrupt my household and disrupt my family, right? Partner, whatever the consequences are, you have to suffer those consequences. Simple. Plain talk, bad manners. Right? But I think kind of taking it down that road, right? If that stand your ground law was basically cut and paste from the United States of America, then it's a different ball game. But that's not the story. So in my estimation, right, the way I look at it, it's an innovative idea by the government, led by Kamla Prasad Bissessa, to have an impact on home invasion in Trinidad and Tobago.
But
right?
It's cause and effect. They had to peg back.
Simple.
You had to peg back the crime.
Good. And you see, Tommy, the other thing there, if the government had sat there and do nothing, you know what they would say? Right? Oh, let me reverse. If the government had come and say, you know what? We ain't bringing no stand your ground laws again. You know what the people would have said? You see? They make we a promise during the campaign and they're going back on their promises. Right? They make a promise. You know what the promise was. We told you what if we win, what we are going to bring. If you have a problem with it, then Tommy, voice your opinion. Let it be known. But after the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in.
You can't put it back.
Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you cannot put it back in. Right? And in my estimation, just based on what you guys say, and from what I know about Stand Your Ground, it appears that Dr. David Mohammed is trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube by saying that this is racist. It's not. It's not. You understand? But Tommy, here's my other question. Can black people be racist? I'm asking a question.
Absolutely not.
I'm asking a question. And I think Dr. David Mohammed can answer this question. And I'm sure he have said that previously. No, let me take that back. Right? That's a good question to ask Dr. Mohammed. You know, because I think we kind of playing semantics here. So let me ask you a question, Tommy. If the PNM had brought Stand Your Ground laws, would it have been racist?
Absolutely not.
I'm just asking. Because I like to ask questions. Question of the day. If the PNM had brought Stand Your Ground laws, would we have considered, or would David Mohammed have considered it to be racist? But anyway, the toothpaste is already out of the tube, so he could say, yes, I would have considered it to be racist also. But let me say this, I wanted to go to the chat, but all you got to bear with me here today a little bit. Okay? I want to do something. Oh boy. Here we go. Tommy, let me play this first. I want you guys to take a listen to this.
AFREXIMBANK, African Export-Import Bank, President George Alombai was present at Trinidad and Tobago's African Emancipation Day celebrations, specifically at the Lidge Yasu Omawel Emancipation Village in Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain. He was greeted by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bissessa during the festivities. The event also included performances, cultural displays, and a formal ceremony, as well as a procession from the Treasury building to the Savannah.
Tommy, let me go solo here before we go for the break. Okay? I want to go solo here for a little bit. Because I want to make some statements. Folks, I've said this previously and I'm going to say it again. Based on what happened based on the Emancipation Day celebrations and everything else, the Honorable Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bissessa is the female Nelson Mandela of the Western Hemisphere. Think about this. We had a black Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, right? He took away land from a black organization called Pantrinbago to give it to an Indian businessman, right? He said that he have no problem making the rich richer so they could create opportunities for the poor. right? The same Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, had 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line, when in 2015 it was only 17.3%. He increased it 52%. Right? I will stop there with that. Let's go now to Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Right? And let me go back. And Prime Minister Rowley made excuses why the Afreximbank, right, didn't come to Trinidad. At that point, it was Jamaica and then Trinidad. Now it's only Trinidad and Tobago. Make an excuse. So we could have economic empowerment, economic development, economic inclusion, and access to capital for black people and black businesses. Former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, the blackest man in Trinidad, denied black people and many of them PM supporters of that opportunity. Okay? Now here comes Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Emancipation, eh? What does Kamala Persad-Bissessar do? She meets with the president of the Afrex-Exim-Bank. Secondly, she stated she's going to fight for reparations. She's going to fight for reparations. Two things where we could have economic development, economic inclusion, and access to capital for black people and black businesses. And people want to say that the government is a racist government. Black PNM people always should be ashamed of all yourself. Ashamed. Because you all had a black prime minister. Well, we had a black prime minister. Right? And he had only living in the sub-basement. And here comes Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Think about two important things. Reparations and the Afrex-Exim-Bank in Trinidad and Tobago. Could you imagine that?
Access to capital.
Access to capital. Economic development. Economic inclusion. Did we get that the last 10 years under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago? Did we get that?
Not.
Tommy. Hold on. Let me come out of here. Hold on. Yeah. KFC, welcome.
Mr. Washington.
Yeah.
Let's say happy black emancipation is all really great for the last 9-10 years, right? I man, I take it hold on. Yeah, man.
Yeah, loud and clear.
I listened to David Moore program yesterday. You see, he don't like black people at all. Therefore, I person with black conscious and let's speak up for the truth. Because say what they want about Sad Marriage is a man, they're going to talk nice and feel like they're just so educated and things in it. Sad Marriage.
KFC, call back. You're gone. Tommy, let me remind the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You remember who Prime Minister Rowley bought for emancipation last time? Remember who?
Yeah.
He brought the Ashanti King.
Yep.
What did black people get out of that? What? What did we get out of that? When Prime Minister Rowley, the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, brought the Ashanti King. You know what black people get out of that?
Yam.
Many of them sell in the village. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, they get the promise of yam.
Yeah. They get promise of yam. And look at the difference. Only 3 months in office under Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the president of the Afrex-Exim-Bank in Trinidad for emancipation. Which one would you rather? Let me ask the black PNM supporters. Which one would you rather? Would you rather the Ashanti king that, where you bring yam? Is yam you bring? Yams? Wherever you bring to Trinidad and Tobago? Or the president of the AFREXIMBANK? Which one? Which one bringing economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for black people and black businesses? The Shanty King bring any of that? You know, black PNM people should be ashamed of all this stuff. Or they should be ashamed. All here should be giving Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Visesa a round of applause and thanking her. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, and all his boys who locked on listening. Mr. Washington, I listened to David Moore program yesterday, right? You see that fella talk like it's black conscious, and those speak out for equal rights and justice. That is Honorable Sadmara.
Going again,
your phone, boy, your phone.
Yeah, me know?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, but that's what Mr. Washington Uncle Tommy. I listened to David Moore program yesterday. You see, he's an evil, wicked PNM man. Because he can't pay for his Sagmar shows. For them to come and talk so nice and so educated and that. Sagmar, that man come and talk plain and fight for people. And he get you. They were my boss in your after school, so and they are this and they are that. And parents contributing donkey heads and wicked David Mohammed, the honorable Kamala Prasad gave up his land, and the same black man we were talking about also love. Roy married the bank. He and everybody fighting for the bank. I don't know if somebody more than me, but I listen to that program carefully, you know. They're not fighting for people, they're fighting for the PNM. They must show a coat and pay around the country for donkey years, and we say bottom of the ladder. So I was trying to tell me, you see them people who try to play this for black conscious, they love PNM. Right on, bless.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Tommy, here we have that the PNM, which depend on the black voters to put them in power, it takes the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Visesa to come in power in 3 months. 3 months. And already we are seeing a big difference. Reparations. Tommy, reparations, you know, we go play the video, we go play it for you.
Yep.
Yes. We go play it because that's what it is. And you know what? You know what Prime Minister Rowley give to the Emancipation Support Committee? He put an African in front of the Emancipation. That is what he give them. Like if they could go to the store or they could get a piece of land, you know African Emancipation Day. Go and buy a piece of land with that now. Go and buy a building with that now.
But who else was enslaved? Who else was enslaved? Is there going to be an Indian Emancipation Day too? Because they were enslaved?
Sometimes I just wonder, you know, Tommy, I just wonder if that we just happy to know that a black man in power, and once a black man in power, we don't care if we get nothing. We could stay at the bottom of the ladder.
But every brother is a brother.
First, we're going to take that break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Bye bye, rolling, bye bye. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins.
Fire! 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 Fire!
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Warsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, folks, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here. And don't forget, Shady Live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Go ahead, Mr. Florida.
Good evening, Mr. Ansem. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, all the
Good evening to you.
everybody here on the live. Happy to see everybody on a Sunday through God. Ansem, yeah, thank you, Mr. Tommy. Mr. Ansem, Mr. Tommy, and to everyone. You know, we need to have this serious conversation, you know. This is a conversation we must have. Because this is something that I observe. And this is not a broad brush, no race or anything. But to me, I realize that anything that this UNC government do must get the stamp of approval from the Africans. Why? We live in a multi-pot of ethnicity and religion and people. Why that everything that UNC do has to be racist and must get the stamp of approval by the Africans? Because everything so far the UNC do is against African people. Why are they saying this for? And this is the serious question. This is serious conversation we need to have. Because I listening to KFC and Brooklyn and Defender and COP. And you know, if they don't come and say, I know they don't come and say nothing that is untrue. So whatever they come and say here is something that they see and they hear. How they stand your ground laws is racist. And KFC is correct. How could you come and say and COP and after Emancipation Day you come and say something like that? Because it's our agenda.
Yep.
We UNC, everything UNC doing is not for one class of people or two class of people, it's for everyone. People don't understanding what UNC is doing. UNC is taking the wealth back away from the 1%. And the little they could do after 3 months, they're doing the lower the stop property tax. They take out the for when you get how you call it? Driving and your points.
Everybody demerits.
Demerit. Yeah, correct, guys. And they're giving you a book grant, right? They're coming up with people who didn't get any pension, they're getting pension after for so many years. They're trying to fix the situation, they're trying to share the wealth. And I don't see why everything UNC doing must get the approval from the African people, not the citizens I'm talking about. I'm talking about the so-called intelligent African people we have in the country. Why everything they have to do, they have to make it about race. And they have when PNM was in power, what did they do for African people? I know the same people not questioning them, but now they want to question UNC. And it's a serious conversation we need to have and people. And Mr. Ansem and Mr. Tommy, I appreciate the fact that they give people the opportunity to express and see the truth, you know?
Yeah, man.
Because it's something we need to get out of this country. The vision is what had this country the way how it is. All right, Mr. Ansem, Mr. Tommy, and everyone.
Yeah,
understand?
Yep.
Bless.
Yep. And it's
So,
true.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, the division is destroying the nation.
Yeah.
These are so folks.
Everything is race. You understand?
Yeah.
Anytime the UNC do something, right, that it look so when the first appointment was a black man, don't worry about that. That second it. That's just something they're trying. You understand? When ministers, Julian John, have top portfolio in the government. Yeah, you know, Tommy, Ed Semper, my mentor, right?
Yes.
Ed Semper used to always tell me,
God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul. He says, Slim boy, you gotta find a reason to, boy. You know what the PNM does do? Find a reason not to. When under Kamala Prasad Besessa, the UNC is finding a reason to. Under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, he was finding a reason not to. He found a reason not to bring the Afro-Exim-Bank.
Exactly.
He find a reason not to empower black people in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? He find a reason not to give the Emancipation Support Committee a piece of land, but to put an African in front of Emancipation Support Day. Yeah? While Prime Minister Kamala Prasad says finding reason to bring the Afro-Exim-Bank, deal with reparations, right? Deal with the crime, home invasion, finding a reason to. And I've said this over and over. The PNM is a reactive organization as opposed to a proactive organization. But I want you all to listen to this. This is Kamala Prasad Besessa on reparations. Take a listen.
Vows to fight for reparations. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Besessa vows to fight for reparations. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Besessa has promised to lead the charge in seeking reparations for the atrocities the African diaspora had experienced in the transatlantic slave trade. She made the promise while addressing attendees, including delegates.
Tommy, Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar fighting for reparations, but they bring in racist policies. Help me now, Tommy. Help me with that now. Help me with that. Help me.
I want to know if them who running them out, what they doing? What are they doing to fix and repair the state of the same persons that they claim that they so love?
But I am just trying to understand, Tommy, that let's say, what is it? Actions speak louder than words?
Absolutely.
Let me continue to listen.
Delegates from Nigeria and Ghana at the African Emancipation Day celebrations at Lidge Yasu Omawal Emancipation Village at the Queen's Park Savannah, Port of Spain, on August 1st. I commit my voice. I commit my office. I commit every ounce of political capital to move up reparations from aspirations to achievement, so our next generation inherits not just the memory of freedom, but the means to flourish in its fullness. With one voice, we must all demand reparatory justice now. Persad-Bissessar said she plans to re-empower the National Committee on Reparations, support CARICOM's charge to pursue debt relief, developmental financing, and binding institutional reforms at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in October. She also shared a 4-point action plan to engender cultural guardianship, curriculum restoration, re-establishing trade links, and development of youth and food security. For cultural guardianship, she proposed the expansion of grants for drumming schools, mass camps, heritage archives, and digital storytelling labs. For curriculum restoration, she proposed to embed African civilization, enslavement, resistance, and Afro-TT achievement in the school syllabus. For youth and food security, Persad-Bissessar said the government will look into ways to provide microcredit, crop insurance, and export licenses for young farmers. She also said, for trade relinkages, she intended to finalize the Ghana Air Services Agreement and launch a West Africa, Caribbean Special Economic Zone with a focus on small and medium enterprises, SME.
Tommy, you just heard me talk about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for Black people
Absolutely.
and Black businesses, right?
Absolutely.
You hear what Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is going to do?
She's taking the bull by the horn. She's not talking the talk. She wants to walk the walk.
Correct, and she's finding a reason to. She's finding a reason, not making excuses. Oh, Daniel Gronglow go be racist. Really? So let me ask you a question, Tommy. Let me get real.
Go ahead.
If a black fella break into your house, a bandit break in your house, and coming to rape your fam, rape your daughter, your wife, and thing, right? And you have a legal FUL, what you must think about? Well, you know, boy, I feel this might be racist if I shoot him, you know.
No. I supposed to invite him to coffee.
Oh, yeah. What kind you want some coffee? Oh, you want your coffee? You want it black? Or you want it with a little bit of cream in it? Or you want it with some condensed milk? How you want it?
Exactly.
And what about if the bandit come in and you have a thing over his head, over his face, Tommy? How are you supposed to know who he is? Come on now, man. That ain't making sense, man. It ain't making sense. Oh, you know what, Tommy? You should suggest something better. Not you,
Yes, whoever is complaining about it, let them come up with a better solution.
Right. Come up with a better solution. If you think this solution is going to work, let me hear your solution to the problem. We want your solution.
She said she also intended to list SMEs on both the TT and Lagos stock exchanges. Incoming president of the African Export-Import Bank, AFREXIMBANK, George Alombai in his remarks said the bank intends to double its allocations for the Caribbean to support TT in its efforts. This movement, AFREXIMBANK has also been doing with 13 Caribbean states. We hope to make TT, the largest economy of this area, part of that movement. The approval.
You hear that, Tommy?
Yep.
To make Trinidad and Tobago, right, part of this movement. You know, I mean, Tommy, when I was sitting down and trying to understand this whole thing, boy, and I'm like, wow, boy, wow. It's like the PNM have put black people in the sub-basement for so long, boy, that it doesn't matter what happened to them. And when they say good things, they don't know how to deal with it.
That AFREXIMBANK has for the Caribbean is at $1.5 billion US, $10.16 billion. Right now, we have increased those approvals to $3 billion US, $20.32 billion, in order to accommodate the needs of TT, which we hope this large economy will be joining. We treat the words of the Minister of Trade that TT is open for business. AFREXIMBANK is also open to take TT back home, so collectively we can defend our future, Alombai said. Persad Besesser, a long-standing advocate for reparations. Persad Besesser said she has long been a supporter of seeking reparations for the atrocities of the transatlantic slave trade. She commended the African diaspora for its journey from slavery to freedom, saying that TT's democracy stands on that very struggle. On August 1st, 1938, our African foreparents, once priced on auction sheets, saw the first sunrise of lawful freedom. Their chains fell, yet their scars and spirits still whisper of torment and unassailable triumph. This evening, we stand on those indomitable shoulders not merely to remember, but to press forward, to bend the arc of justice yet again. For it was in the Canefield shadows and Barracoon darkness that, in their very blood, breaths, and bones, they drafted the first blueprint of our modern freedom and democracy. Our task now is to carry that torch farther into a future where no chain, visible or invisible, can ever dim its light. As such, she said the Emancipation Support Committee's theme for this year's Emancipation celebrations, Shaping Sustainable Futures Through Reparatory Justice, was not just a slogan but a call to action. A sustainable future demands that we act with precision, quantifying the wealth extracted from enslaved Africans and securing concrete financial, institutional, and psychological remedies. It must mobilize collective action, uniting village councils, civil society, CARICOM, and the Commonwealth until former empires pay their moral debt. It must harness cultural power, transforming sorrow into strategy, turning festival drums into policy and memory into momentum. In short, it fuses heritage with hope and remembrance with restitution, summoning us all to secure justice and shape sustainable tomorrows. She said she has a long track record that guides her resolve to continue to push forward the reparations agenda. In 2013, as then Prime Minister and Chairperson of CARICOM, she put reparations at the top of the regional agenda. That call won unanimous support from heads of government of CARICOM and led to the creation of the TT National Reparations Committee under Sir Hilary Beckles. From 2014 to 2015, Persad Besesser's cabinet financed legal research, community consultations, and archival autism to quantify the actual debt incurred during slavery. She said, even when she was not in government, she loaned her voice to the call for reparations, warning during Emancipation Day in 2022 that reparations are still essential to honor those who suffered under slavery and fought for liberation. She lauded the Emancipation Support Committee for its continued work as cultural vanguards and economic bridge builders. She said the Emancipation Support Committee's awards, lectures, films, school visits, and heritage tours inspire youth and strengthen national unity. She also hailed the Trade and Investment Symposium for opening TT to African markets, sealing an Airlink agreement with Nigeria, engaging in talks with Ghana, and developing supply chains through Africa Business Group and the AFREXIMBANK. Former chairman of the Emancipation Support Committee, Kaffer Kambon, was among several awardees at the Emancipation Celebrations Award ceremony. He was celebrated for his commitment, dedication, and leadership with a special Henry Sylvester Williams Award of Excellence. Kambon has been well known since 1970, when he was one of the leaders of the Black Power movement, an organization that brought positive social and economic changes to TT and stimulated changes throughout the English-speaking Caribbean. As an economist and managing director of Kaf-Share Services, a field research and data analysis company, he has marshaled 30 years of experience in organization building, social mobilization, social and economic research, and human resource management to support many initiatives including squatter regularization, resettlement, and community development. In speaking about Kambon, predecessor described their long-standing relationship with each other. I remember when we walked around on the other side of Port of Spain. We joined a parade, and I walked with you. We go back many days. Khafra has never let us down. He stays strong with us, and in service of the people of TT. 3 people were given the Spirit of Emancipation Awards. Diane Grant, Kelvin Green, and Jennifer Greenwich Belisle were awarded for their community leadership, commitment, and years of support in organizing the annual commemoration of Emancipation Day.
Tommy, I believe, well, I know that
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar vows to fight.
I know that promises made by Kamla Persad-Bissessar will be fulfilled, right? And we don't have much to worry about. Yeah? But let me play this other one here for you guys. This is from, hold on. This is a editorial. I don't know who do this editorial, you know. But this was a good editorial. I heard it and I decided it was a very good editorial. Right? Let me listen. Let me get that one.
A lot of voice notes.
Yeah, we go play them just now. So take a listen to this, folks.
A billion-dollar emancipation story. Ceremony aside, this Emancipation Day saw a development that could lead to significant and overdue assistance for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It could replace annual rhetoric with real gains. Not surprisingly, the media overlooked the bearing of a meeting between Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and bosses of African Export-Import Bank, AFREXIMBANK, a U.S. $40.1 billion institution based in Egypt. Incoming AFREXIMBANK President Dr. George Olombai and his executive came to Port of Spain to discuss a productive and meaningful partnership in trade, investments, and project financing. It was no pre-Emancipation Day ritual, since AFREXIMBANK has been attempting to plant roots in TNT for more than 5 years, but has been frustrated for a flimsy reason. The bank has assigned $1.5 billion in immediate support for the region, and the sum could double, according to the administrators in Cairo. Already, financial and technical assistance have been provided to CARICOM countries in tourism, healthcare, renewable energy, agriculture, fisheries, fashion, music, crafts, and other areas. Leaders from Jamaica to Guyana have hailed the relationship, Andrew Holness praising the strategic action, and Dr. Irfan Ali terming it a transformative shift. Barbados firebrand Mia Motley said the institution will be a more empathetic, reasonable bank that would allow our people to grow to the next level. 2 years ago, the bank spent US $180 million on a regional office in Barbados, from which it has dispensed a slew of funds for economic and cultural growth. AFREXIMBANK has enabled aid to regional governments and the private sector, including SMEs. We want to be known as doers, Okechukwu Iherjikia, Chief Operating Officer for the Caribbean, has said. But TNT has not been in the mix, despite outrage from prominent activist David Mohammed, small business groups, and others. So, why is this country the odd man out? Quizzed in Parliament last August, then Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley blamed, hear this, AFREXIMBANK's insistence on tax-free salaries for employees. I don't know why the bank is taking that position, Rowley grumbled. Clearly, the Prime Minister did not see the wisdom of assigning a functionary to resolve that administrative bugbear. In the meantime, other regional countries have been pulling down subsidized loans, trade deals, transfer of technology, improvement to schools, sports centers, etc., extensive support for artistes, and more. While TNT is still awaiting Rowley's promised yam imports from Ghana, the African continent is using AFREXIMBANK to relook ties to the Caribbean. Tanzania's Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa talks of creating conducive environments between both regions. The meeting between PM Persad and President Olambai offer as tangible basis that Emancipation Day 2025 will be a springboard for economic advancement for the people of TNT. An emancipation story of our times.
Right. Top of the line. No audio.
There you go. Let me take this call. KFC, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Washer, Uncle Tommy. Yeah, man?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Go ahead.
Put some order in it. Because you are a black brother. Uncle Tommy is a black brother, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
For the last 9 years, before the PNM was in power, we talked to the Honorable Evelyn Rowley concerning a piece of land to dedicate the black brothers and sisters in the East Corridor. And they deny that. I lie?
Yeah. Go ahead, talk.
But I say it too black. They are mash it down and broke it down. They give it that. So I listened to I listened to David Mohammed, who is like the big black conscious man. And free thing and free sugar coating. I don't want to put much myself on because they don't like black people thing in it. Because they don't really fight for nothing. Everyone has come to free donkey, yes, Uncle Washington, Uncle Tommy, right? Before I been born, right? Before I show all boom. First when born on Equilas, first when boom Patrick Manning and thing, right? It's all free playing in the West Corridor. How we living? We have proper schools. We have nothing. So the what is government now to do something? India now. Because an Indian Prime Minister give them more a piece of land. An Indian man give you a piece of land and wicked man roll it and take it away. An Indian woman can give you a holiday for Baptist holiday. They give you a school. They give you something. I used to the Emancipation community now. They're fighting for a piece of land under this Indian government. And they're fighting for the EFREXIMBANK to come here under Indian government. So one pretty black man who run this country could have bring the bank for the last 9 years. Deny it. I ain't David Mohammed and Harvey Burson coming out here. They put in a red beret. So we march the street and fight for black equality and justice. They ain't fighting for that. So they're fighting on the Indian government. But it was shit, they really sad in this country, you know. Something wrong with people in them, you know.
Yeah, correct.
But they wake up now, boy. It's sad. Yeah. Bless, I God.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, KFC.
And then Tommy, you have people like Bandmena, right? I mean,
yeah, he's a propagandist.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it seemed like you know what has happened, Tommy, about many PNM people that have seem like they're intelligent. PNM Fox, Bandmena, well, forget about Gordon Dryden Joseph, Patty, there is the Belmont midfielder that is sitting on the bench.
Yeah, but don't waste time with them.
All right, let me take this call. Anderson, welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Worship, Mr. Tommy.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to call some of them names that I'll call my own. Punji,
Brooklyn, KFC, and all the others. Mova Defender, let's good afternoon to them. The callers that make all right and good contribution. Yes? But never a lot. There's make good contribution. Yeah, but never a Wajang female. She don't make any good at all. What she do, let me tell it backwards to you all. She just said if an African came in your house, right? So why is the topic going on? I see him some seasoning there. I say, see that? But it's too much of shadow burning here. They say, but blend up some, a little garlic and rest it aside. So, I'm listening, and my take is, most time you see the girl a cup, it's about Indian in it. It's about Spanish in it. I will say, let me say 60% that be Creole, African, black young men. What about those who are assisting them by telling them, hey, my family and money come in the house. But why want to say all shit? If the Indian come in your house and you're that Indian, take care, hey, don't move. Put your daughter in a room, start to deal with your daughter in all vulgar way. Your wife, same thing. And some of them might be looking for your little boy children and all. Right? Chopping up. Have a partner, I say good evening to Donnie. They have Donnie in your house. You're firearm now. You're waiting for them to hang some cross the gate. You're waiting for them to come by the wall. David Mohammed, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. People with qualification in my everybody people with normal common sense. Because you come like an educated donkey. You want to be an educated donkey. This thing could never know it's in it. And I'm urging all firearm holders, whether you have a firearm, you own a FUL or whatever they call it, you have a cutlass, you have an ice pick, you have some acid, you have some pepper sauce mixed with some kind of Clorox in it. You hear them coming by the gate, you can put it on the fire, quick. My thing is kill them. Kill them as they jump in your yard, kill them. Well, I don't even know, I'm not know.
Yeah, we
It can be a white man,
Sorry.
Chinese, African, what's the kill them more? Because they seem like they have no good intention. Some of these young fellas on them. And most of them they do this about Jordan. And to go affect. You could never see them. You don't see them in the market with no market bag. Anytime you see them with a bag, is sneakers in it. So all who's listening, all who have families who went through this, as they come out, the wall should be behind them. Even moment you guys, let me talk layman talk you know. You're a stupid man. Me know you're so stupid. Me know you're so uneducated. And I will keep on saying, if you come by all your wall, all you done of them, pumps one of them, get on. What stupidness is this I hear in here today? I relaxed upon the program earlier, I said, but I must say more shit, tell them, because I always sleep. And to come and hear this rubbish, all you, whenever you're done, all you don't listen to the program, find something else to do on Saturday. One buy some food in the market or something. Which is worse. Something wrong with black people. How that is racist and everything below camera them, it's them Indian, them cool, them this. They're racial. I wanted Rowley to be racial too. I wanted Beckles and the whole of the PM army to be racial too. Yeah, I wanted them to be racial. They still are true that they be begging. They still are all them UNC PM activists and them begging. Oh, like all of them are begging or what? They still are all activists suffering. And if somebody people come, let the money come here for 5 years. They have my support, and strong people like me. That the country support. That is children support. Children don't get a laptop here, you know. Children get in the school granted. I take him one from Kunji. Somebody hurry up on me to make a. I'm going to talk about race. I feel that African people started. I feel it start by we. The nicest of the people I feel like they are one is Indian. As a matter of fact, give me Indian people. Give me an Indian government who put a pavilion in Vietnam. But all the rooms don't sit in a pavilion, you know. It have AC. Changing rooms. Kim. I don't talk to the community center. The first one in Trinidad and Tobago, thank you, the Honorable Kamala Prasad, the sister. It's the first one in Trinidad and Tobago. It took all the rooms. First time ever in Trinidad and Tobago. All the rooms have AC by an Indian government. Peter Maxwell School, Indian government. Success Lavantel, Indian government. And you come back just as well. Like I tell all the black brothers who had to pull their pants below their bottom. One from the people wall. But when all they jump in it, I wanted to have gun, license gun. Make it be illegal and all. And I wanted to kill all you. What should I look on and listen? Kill them. Kill them.
Hold on. Tommy, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Blessed afternoon, Anderson.
Anderson is the only one that's
Anderson is big that Anderson is the only man that big that come out of
Anderson is the only one that's
or should I agree with him?
Yeah.
What you're doing in my house?
Yeah.
That is what David Mom is supposed to be asking.
Correct.
What you're doing in my house?
I don't care what color you are. You could be a green man from Mars.
You can be purple, pink.
I don't care.
Red. What you're doing in my house?
Simple.
Bullshit. So I agree with Anderson 1,000% today. And every other day. But what I want to bring up again? The PNM has played with Africans so much, eh? Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know the Honorable Kamala Prasad, my sister, had that meeting before the celebration of Emancipation Day in the Diplomatic Center on Thursday.
I didn't know.
And PNM now don't know if that will come out. The country would I want to know. So they run now and they're saying, Kwame Ture go get peace at Duke Street.
Yeah, they'll get,
You know who banned Kwame Ture from coming to Trinidad and Tobago?
Dr. Eric Williams.
Dr. Eric Williams.
The PNM.
Kwame Ture.
The PNM.
The same name of the building with the David Mohammed Bill in Lavantel, Kwame Ture Center.
Yeah.
Dr. Eric Williams ban, exile Kwame Ture from coming to Trinidad and Tobago, a Trinidad and Tobago citizen, because he was in the Black Power movement in America.
Yeah.
And the Indian man, Basdio Pandey, God rest his soul, came and removed the ban from Kwame Ture.
Yeah. Correct.
What should I want to agree with Anderson so much, eh? What should you lose the most racist people in Trinidad and Tobago? African people are the most racist people in Trinidad and Tobago.
Defender.
The racists are going for all kind.
But Defender, let me be honest, eh? Be honest, eh? Black people can't be racist.
Wall Street, don't do me that.
No, look it up.
Street,
look it up.
Listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out. You can have some truth tape, but hear me out.
Yeah.
Wall Street, if an African person, let me start from the East Indian person.
Yeah.
If an East Indian person leave from the UNC and go to the PNM, Nobody listen to this. Not even the UNC. The day an African man leave the PNM and go to the UNC, he's all kind of.
I agree with that. Yes, absolutely correct. Anytime. No, but listen to this. Because when you talk about racism, it has an economic perspective in it, right? And
right, I want to say earlier on, you have some right, there's some truth to yours.
Yeah,
but hear me out too.
In Trinidad, when you have 26.
Let's go. Don't cut you. I want point this point before I forget it.
Go ahead.
Everybody knows a UNC. I don't hide it. Right. You know I never put on a UNC jersey.
Okay.
It's like if I'm feeling like if I put it on, I want to know what I will say. And everybody knows a UNC, but it's something that put in my mind. So what should I never went to Emancipation procession in Trinidad, I don't know. Because we are not emancipated.
Yeah.
What should I go take a plane and go to Tobago for emancipation? Because Trinidad and Tobago turn emancipation into a fact. It's a fact now. So back to the point, I don't want to lose that side. What should African people more racist than anybody?
Defender, we mix up the meaning racist. Sometimes you're a bigot, sometimes you're being prejudiced.
Prejudice. But, yeah, you could be a bigot or a prejudice. Because Defender, listen to this, black people are the bottom of the ladder in Trinidad and Tobago. Most of the black people. Most of them.
To be a racist, you have the willpower.
You have the willpower.
You're being generous.
But that's why they can't. That's why they can't be racist, because if you are the bottom of the line, you could be prejudiced or you could be a bigot. You understand? We have to understand what things are. Here in the United States of America, right? We have racists because they have economic power. When you have economic power, right, you could decide outcome of certain events, right?
Well, see, you can paint it what color you want. It's still what it is. Because ask most African people who don't support the UNC why you don't support them. They don't have an answer for it. They don't have a genuine answer.
Yeah, they may be bigoted.
Maybe what color you want to paint it in? It's the same thing.
Unless they have power. They're either bigot or they're being prejudicial.
Yeah, if
Uncle Tommy, or they can paint it all wrong. I understand the angle they're coming from, but I want to understand also the angle I am coming from too.
No, I understand it.
Right.
But
let me stop agreeing to this.
No, but you see, we have words. No, we are word plays. We are word plays. We are racism. We are racist. We are prejudice, and we are bigots. Right? We have to.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
So Wall Street. You're trying to say Africans can't be racist.
If you don't have any economic power, economic power, you cannot be racist as a black person.
So what are the Africans who have money? So they're not racist. What should they do with
that?
Anyway. Wall Street?
Yeah.
What you rather? The man who bring in economic empowerment to the Africans, or the man whose family got rich over the slave trade?
But Defender, you just hear me talk about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and
exactly.
What Kamala Prasad Bissessar, what Kamala Prasad Bissessar, the Prime Minister, is bringing to the blacks in Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? We wasn't getting that under the last Prime Minister. We wasn't getting that.
No, we had to win myself of the government.
Right, there we go.
Wall Street. Wall Street. I rather, you know, it's the smallest loan the AFREXIMBANK giving out?
What is it?
5 million US.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Wall Street. You know, I feel that plenty African can say spend $5 million US. And we getting that opportunity. Oh shit. I was anyway, wash my mouth there because yesterday I found out from a red birdie that David Mohammed went to for screening for under the PM already, you know. Yesterday I know that, you know. Enjoy your evening, Uncle Tommy, I was shoot.
All right.
Same to you.
You see, I think what we have to do, seriously, like Batman looked up racism definition. We have to look up the definition of racism, a racist, a bigot, and prejudice. There might be one or two other things you can put in there, all right? And this has nothing to do with, you know, whether I am black or I'm not black or anything like that, right? This is about the facts, right? So the best thing we can do is to look it up, you know, and see for yourself. You know, go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, because you need to put things into perspective. You cannot.
Yeah. Because if you're calling a person a racist, right, that person has to have some sort of power, economic power.
Absolutely.
Over you in order for them to be a racist.
Because that term racism is used loosely in Trinidad and it has been used loosely over the decades. Look how many calypsos where they talk about racist.
Yeah, you see, Tommy, a quick example is when I go outside and I jump in my car, right? And a police officer may see me driving the car and may decide that for whatever reason, I'm going to pull that fella over. We had that problem here on the New Jersey Turnpike, Tommy.
That's
where
right.
The police, the predominantly white police force, used to pull over predominantly black people over 70-something to 80% of the time.
Well, you know, I've lived it, so I can identify with it 100%.
Yeah. So there's a lot more, and I think in Trinidad we tend to use racist very loosely.
Yeah, we sometimes don't understand that we're using it in the wrong context.
Right, and what we face in the United States of America, and we talk about racism, right, is when you talk about racism in Trinidad and Tobago, it's different. It's different, you know, and I don't think we should just be loosely throwing the term out and calling people, you know, racist. I don't think on both sides of the divide. Both sides of the divide. You understand?
Yep.
Because a person may have a belief, right? It could be maybe it's bigoted or maybe it's prejudice, but it's not from a racism perspective. So, folks, I want to play this. Tommy, we always talk about the fourth estate here. I want you guys to listen to this.
Absolutely.
Listen to this editorial by the Trinidad Guardian today. And then if we have enough time, when we come back, I will play my rebuttal to the Guardian on their editorial. You see, because it's so, and folks, these are the people we should be going after, you know, like the Guardian, the Fourth Estate, because they're in the business of misleading people against the current government.
Yeah, because information can sway your thinking and shape your opinion that may be wrong on the information, especially if it's skewed.
Correct is right. Yes. You understand? So take a listen to this.
Measuring the UNC government first 100 days in office. The concept of the first 100 days in office as a significant period for assessing the performance of a new government originated with Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency in 1933. Elected to office during the Great Depression, an economic crisis that began in 1929 with a financial crash, he initiated a whirlwind of legislation and executive orders to revive the economy, reduce unemployment, and reform the financial system. This became a benchmark to judge the performance of administrations and their likely effectiveness. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, as the United National Congress this week marks its first 100 days in office, the country faces a myriad of long-term issues that cannot be solved in 100 days or 5 years. A country's performance is a relay race in which the runner with the baton must improve on the performance of his colleague on the previous leg. Given the long time to implement changes, a 5-year term must be broken into 2 periods. The first 2 years are to adjust the policy approaches and to implement the necessary decisions. The next 3 years are to embed those decisions and generate the results or evidence to validate an administration's performance and fitness for office if it wants to be re-elected. The immediate priority of any government is the safety and security of citizens, as evidenced by the level of criminal activity. Crime is not associated with economic depression in TNT. As the economy boomed from 1999, so did the murder rate, rising from less than 50 murders in the 1980s to 97 in 1998 to over 600 in 2024. During the same period, more prisons and courts were built. Yet the justice system is overburdened and unable to cope with a caseload. There have been 3 states of emergency since 2011, the last 2 providing only temporary respites. None provided the apprehension or trial and conviction of the nefarious plotters that they were intended to forestall. The rot also affects our uniformed services. Over the past 12 months, 15 police officers, accused in 3 separate cases of bribery, extortion, robbery, and multiple counts of misconduct, were all set free. Why? Police prosecutors failed to do their job. They failed to meet basic procedural obligations. Witnesses, including police witnesses, failed to show, deadlines were missed, and critical evidence was never filed. This was probably just the tip of the iceberg, and there is much more that goes unreported or bypassed. The Police Complaints Authority, in its press release on the matter, noted that successive police commissioners had ignored its advice on how to deal with the failures of police prosecutors. Who will guard the guards? What is required are urgent reforms in police service administration designed to produce a better police service and better police officers, not more officers. Further, in the context of an overarching approach to crime reduction, the consultations on the proposed Stand Your Ground law are a public relations exercise for venting steam. There are many other issues. Addressing foreign exchange availability and the exchange rate requires critical decisions as the official reserves continue to decline. Similarly, the viability of the national insurance scheme as the population ages cannot be ignored. What about the retirement age and increased contributions? What are the plans for economic diversification? How will government address these matters in the national budget?
Tommy, now if you listen to that, right, you will believe that the current government has accomplished nothing in 3 months.
Absolutely.
They couldn't mention one thing that was accomplished. One. But you know what? Let me start my editorial. And if we don't finish, you go finish it after the top of the hour. Because I wanted to go back to back. Yeah? I want you all to listen to my editorial, today's editorial. Right? Because it's surprising. Surprising. You know, the Fourth Estate, boy. Tommy, boy.
They're being true to form.
They're being true to form. Yeah? True to form.
No surprises.
But you see, Tommy, we have to
call them out.
We have to call them out. So, folks, listen to my rebuttal to the go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, because there's no way that in Trinidad, any of the other media houses are going to want to step up and expose them. So we, out of Trinidad, have to do what we have to do.
Correct is right. Take a listen, folks.
A rebuttal to the Guardian's misguided assessment. The UNC's first 100 days show real progress, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. The Trinidad Guardian's recent editorial on the UNC's first 100 days in office represents yet another example of the Fourth Estate's failure to provide balanced, comprehensive journalism to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. While the editorial pontificates about historical benchmarks and theoretical frameworks for governance, it conveniently ignores the substantial, concrete achievements that the UNC has delivered in these crucial early months. This selective reporting does a disservice to democratic discourse and undermines public understanding of actual governmental progress. Here are 10 reasons why the Fourth Estate has missed the mark. 1. Ignoring the Children's Life Fund expansion.
The Guardian completely overlooked the UNC's expansion of the Children's Life Fund, a critical initiative that directly saves young lives by providing funding for overseas medical treatment. This is not abstract policy. This is about children who are alive today because of decisive government action. The editorial silence on this achievement reveals a troubling disconnect from human impact stories.
2. Failing to report the TTR scrapping. The scrapping of the deeply unpopular Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, TTRA, was a significant campaign promise delivered swiftly. This decision addressed legitimate concerns about bureaucratic redundancy and fiscal responsibility. The Guardian's omission of this accomplishment suggests either poor research or deliberate editorial bias. 3. Overlooking police leadership reform.
The approval of a new top commissioner of police represents crucial institutional reform in our security apparatus. Given the editorial's own emphasis on crime and policing issues, this oversight is particularly glaring. How can one critique police performance while ignoring efforts to install new leadership?
4. Dismissing transparency in utilities. The scrapping of the controversial WZYE report demonstrates the UNC's commitment to transparency and accountability in public utilities. This action directly addresses public concerns about water service delivery, a fundamental quality of life issue that the Guardian apparently deemed unworthy of mention. 5. Ignoring educational infrastructure investment. The allocation of $159 million for school repairs represents substantial investment in educational infrastructure. Schools are the foundation of our nation's future. Yet this significant financial commitment to improving learning environments merited no recognition in the Guardian's assessment. 6. Overlooking digital education initiatives. The promise to provide laptops for secondary students by September 2025 addresses the digital divide that hampers educational equity. In an increasingly digital world, this initiative positions our youth for success. Yet the Guardian chose to focus on abstract governance theories instead of concrete educational advancement. 7. Failing to acknowledge educational support.
The return of book grants directly supports families struggling with educational costs. This policy reversal responds to public demand and eases the financial burden on parents. The Guardian's silence on this achievement suggests a disconnect from the economic realities facing ordinary families.
So, folks, we're going to hold it there for now. And we're going to go for a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to continue the rest of the editorial. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, when you get in, folks, share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And as the professor said, share the live, share the live, share the live. Please. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE. We originate, not imitate.
Fire! 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 Fire!
No more red. No more red. No more red. No more red. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see us win, we want the brights again. No more penny again. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. We don't vouch for you. And we are tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, tired of proposals and all the excuses, tired of no water, tired of stretching at the lot, tired of the eyebrows rippling. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see we win, we want the brides again. No more penny again. Bye bye, me, bye bye. Bye bye, bring bye bye. I'm a fight the We're tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, of the proposals and all the excuses, tired of no water, tired of stretching at the lot, tired of the eyebrows rippling. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see we win, we want the brides again. No more penny again. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. We don't vouch it for you. No more red. 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 No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see the win, we want the brides again. No more penny again. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. We don't vouch for you. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. We don't vouch for you.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, folks, when you get in, tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And don't forget to share the live. Share that live. Juice, I know you sent something for me to read, but I may not be able to read it. We'll see.
Huh?
Juice sent an article he wanted me to read after you were done with the rebuttal, he says. But we'll see.
Let me finish.
8. Dismissing healthcare accessibility improvements.
Extended hours at Moruga, Cedros, and Penal Health Centers represent tangible improvements in healthcare accessibility for underserved communities. These are not minor administrative adjustments, but meaningful enhancements to public health service delivery that directly impact citizens' lives.
9. Ignoring progressive security legislation. The commitment to bring stand your ground legislation to Parliament demonstrates responsive governance to public safety concerns. While The Guardian dismisses this as public relations, it represents substantive legislative action on citizen security. Ironically, the very issue their editorial claims to prioritize. 10. Perpetuating cynical political narrative. Most fundamentally, The Guardian's editorial perpetuates a cynical narrative that dismisses early governmental achievements while demanding instant solutions to complex decades-old problems. This approach undermines democratic accountability by moving goalposts and creating impossible standards for success. The fourth estate's responsibility. Quality journalism requires balance, thoroughness, and recognition of governmental progress alongside legitimate criticism. The Guardian's editorial fails this standard by selective reporting that ignores documented achievements, historical myopia that dismisses the significance of early policy reversals, false equivalencies that treat campaign promise fulfillment as politically insignificant, cynical framing that assumes public relations motivation behind genuine policy actions. A call for balanced coverage. The people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve journalism that honestly assesses governmental performance, both achievements and failures. The UNC's first 100 days have demonstrated substantial progress on campaign commitments across education, healthcare, security, transparency, and social services. These accomplishments merit recognition and analysis, not editorial amnesia. The Fourth Estate serves democracy best when it holds government accountable through comprehensive, fair reporting, not through selective criticism that ignores inconvenient evidence of governmental effectiveness. The Guardian's editorial represents a missed opportunity to provide citizens with the complete picture they need to make informed democratic judgments. True journalistic integrity demands acknowledging progress where it exists while maintaining appropriate skepticism about future challenges. The UNC's early achievements deserve recognition as part of any honest assessment of the governance trajectory. Only through such balanced reporting can the media fulfill its democratic mandate to inform rather than mislead the public. In conclusion, the Trinidad Guardian's editorial on the UNC's first 100 days represents a troubling trend in contemporary journalism: the substitution of ideological positioning for factual reporting. By systematically ignoring substantive policy achievements while focusing exclusively on long-term challenges that no government could solve in 100 days, The Guardian has failed its readers and democracy itself. The 10 concrete accomplishments outlined above, from expanding life-saving medical funding to investing in educational infrastructure, from improving healthcare accessibility to delivering transparency in public utilities, demonstrate that the UNC has moved decisively to fulfill campaign promises and address citizen concerns. These are not minor administrative adjustments, but meaningful policy changes that directly impact the lives of Trinidad and Tobago's people. The Fourth Estate's role in democracy is not to serve as cheerleader or opposition critic, but as honest broker of information. Citizens deserve media coverage that allows them to make informed judgments about their government's performance based on complete, accurate reporting. The Guardian's selective amnesia regarding the UNC's early achievements undermines this democratic function and erodes public trust in both journalism and governance. As we move forward, we call upon all media houses to recommit to the principles of balanced, comprehensive reporting, acknowledge progress where it exists, critique failures where they occur, and provide citizens with the complete picture they need to hold their government accountable. The people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve nothing less than honest journalism that serves democracy rather than partisan narratives. The UNC's first 100 days tell a story of promises kept and progress made. It is time for the Fourth Estate to tell that story truthfully.
So there you have it, folks. There you have it. That was my editorial.
A rebuttal to the Guardian's.
Oh, no. All right, hold on. It wants to. Yeah, so Tommy, that was my editorial to the Guardian's editorial. When I saw it, I could not believe it. So I said, you know what? Let me do an editorial here on that editorial.
You did the right thing.
You had something you wanted to read?
It's gonna be timely.
Or it's a long one.
Yeah, it's a huge article.
All right. Maybe you could send it to me and I could do something.
I have some voicemail.
Okay.
Voice notes too.
Yeah. You have some voice notes. You can play your voice notes.
Let me go with the voice notes first. Meanwhile, see what's sending you that information. Let's hear this here.
Also invited was President of the African Export-Import Bank, who said he is ready to do serious business with Trinidad and Tobago. On Thursday, both men had a series of meetings with various government ministers.
Honorable Prime Minister, the approvals that AFREXIMBANK does for the Caribbean were at 1.5 billion. Right now, we've increased those approvals to $3 billion in order to accommodate the needs of Trinidad and Tobago, which we hope with this large economy will be joining.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one from Drygen. Let's see what. There's one here from Drygen. Let's see what it says.
Good after lunch, good after church to the village. Trust that you all had a morning that was better and good. In fact, that it was God. Or maybe you were in church. Maybe you choose to watch the cow. Go and reap some of the body and thing where you have planted. All right. So I want to do an editorial on an editorial that I listened to there. It is so unfortunate, but not surprising, that one will take time to talk about somebody else's opinion and somebody else's position and treat it as if this thing is so wrong. But then you have your opinion and you voice your position. So you want now to pop down somebody for voicing theirs. And if you check it out, you saying that that is a fulfillment. Somebody promised something, and based on what they promised, really, Trinidad and Tobago have been living with people being made promises that never came to pass. I'm talking about under NAR, PNM, UNC, and the cycle go on. Huh? And you saying that want to deal with the 100-day thing because you ain't get voted in to govern for 100 days. That's not the case. But I find that there are things that have been done that are good. I like the idea of people who get government funds to help with the studies and the qualifications and so on. They should find some way to give back. So I'm not saying that you can't leave the country and go outside and work, but I'm saying you should be asked to pay a certain amount by a certain time. If you know you're going to be working outside, you're going outside because you're going outside for dollars. And the dollars that you can't get all these dollars, go outside and make more dollars, and it has somebody else here now who could have been using that same dollars to get qualified and to work and contribute right here. So I like the idea, and I hope that they further it. That idea of you must make some kind of contribution. Trinidad and Tobago. I find that it was very, very poor what was said concerning the SOE, because this happened with people in prison, not so? They're in a confined area. They're not outside where you have to go and look for them, look under the trunk, look under the barrel. No, they are in a confined area. You know that they're doing things that people outside didn't know about. But obviously, they could never be successful in contacting outside if they get help from inside. So that's easy to deal with because everybody in a confined area, why you have to lock down the whole thing and move them from X to put them to Y? University graduates and master's degree people come up with that. But there are plenty of us don't have that kind of book sense and asking, so why you couldn't deal with the area? How long it go take you to put in some cameras? You had them there, put in the camera there, and the people who are in there are not dealing with the cameras. It will be people on the outside who you put. And you don't have to go through this and paint this kind of picture of, take criminal thing in and because they're communicating outside. No, that's looking like ugly. Because if the PNM did come up with that, you see them others do fact checking and all them things, boy, they'd have hit that for 6. For 6. But we have a society of flip, flop. If this one do it, it ain't good. If that one do it, once the ball in my hand, I could spin it to suit. I could say a whole lot more. But I'll stop there for now.
Pleasant day, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. This is Juice. The article I just sent is regard to the ruling between the government and the Public Services Association, where the Public Services Association came out victorious in the matter, right? Even if you don't have time to do it now, probably at a later time you could do an editorial on it. All right, have a pleasant day, gentlemen.
That's it. You want that other thing? No, I don't see any more right now. I don't see any more right away.
Thanks. Tommy, caller welcome. Sir Florida welcome.
When I give Mr. Answer, Mr. Tommy and to everyone. Mr. Answer, that man now call it and say that the newspaper, the photo state supposed to have an opinion when they make an article.
I really don't know what that fella just said here. I had to send that over to the madhouse to get translation. Serious.
He just come to try and sound intelligent. Sir, you know, you look up the definition for opinion. For a newspaper, for the public. It's not a magazine, sir. So you can have your opinion on a magazine, sir. It's a newspaper for the public. You have to put facts. Look up the meaning of opinion. Gordon, you come here and you contradict yourself. Mr. Ansem and Mr. Tommy been saying that the Fortex states do opinions, they don't do facts. I didn't know say it. You need, Gordon, you need a filter from your brain to your mouth, you know. Because Mr. Ansem was correct. It's thank God for Mrs. Maloney who to educate the children, because I can't believe it's you. But when you that man, Mr. Ansem, that man really uneducated, Mr. Ansem. Nah. That man have been amazement. We say the man now say to put cameras in the police station to videotape what they're doing. But let me ask you something, sir. The Costa Nostra, when they had a meeting, all the crime boss comes together, right? And they form the plan. So if the UNC take them out from being together, all the crime bosses, and split them up, and communication is not easily had, and you think we'll form some form a resolution to solve this problem, sir, as a big man going Maloney? Because you come here to try to fight and to make points, right? And you don't really, before you send your voice note, Mr. Maloney, record it on a recorder. A recorder is very cheap in Canada, $300-400. And do it first and listen to it. And then say, boy, I was really going and say that. Yeah. And Gordon, have a good evening. A good evening. All right, Mr. Tommy.
You know,
Thank
Tommy.
you.
Yeah, I am happy that Gordon Dryden Joseph is being educated here on our program. KFC, welcome.
Brother, the playboy I'm going to the now. I was his schoolmate. Mr. Washington, schoolmate, right? Or if you're Lavati?
No. You didn't go to the same school we went to. If
they teach him about me, only get answer. That might talk about so he loved the Bible and he was quoting the Bible. And I said, what Bible you really quoting from? But is the Bible you quoted or not?
Must be. If KFC, if me and he went to school, he only used to come to school during recess.
Or recess?
Yeah, just recess. He come to class during recess. That is it.
That's the PM. PM to have the prayer slave.
Oh God.
But Mr. Washington, I see you and make camera part of the sir. Only man in charge of FCMBank.
Yeah, the AFREXIMBANK. Yeah.
For the last 9 years, under Ivan Rowley, he tweets something and tell you that much are taxes, and we can open the bank and again. So that we take it honorable USC government not open the bank. But we're in dialogue. I don't know if I'm was a sir, but try to open the bank to offer black people. No. Because you have black government for the last 9 years, they're not for black people. No. But I see, but I was shoot a young fly grew up, I see what's going on. The Indian government give you something, give you a piece of land, give you more piece of land, give you a piece of land. And road never say, And work on a platform, see the bottom ladder. Emancipation one day. I was at Mr. Wall Street. I see tents. I see chairs. I see all kind of things up there. That me, you own that, Mr. Wall Street? I own that.
No.
It's Ricky Group. No, we own that. Who may call him money? That's a black man for emancipation. After black emancipation, Mr. Wall Street, the hoverback kiss. So it's so happy it is. You know what I mean? After emancipation,
Where they went?
They were done by me. PMC. But black sister was saying the roast corn, all kind of African food. You know, we say Leonard there, you know. Then Leonard was by KFC. But I was just gonna wake up and go. When I get serious now, I tell him David Mohammed, come out and talk. Like someone come out and talk. You know, we have nice English language. You talk and flex, come out and talk real and cuss and talk real. So you get everything. Let's come out and talk. Bless.
Yeah, man. So Tommy, this is what I wanted to say, right? When you keep the fourth estate in check, COP, welcome.
Professor Wall Street, good afternoon to you again. And Uncle Tommy, good afternoon to you again.
Good afternoon.
You know, for the past 9 years under the PNM, I see for every emancipation, they bring African leaders in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And they bring African leaders, they spend millions of dollars to bring African leaders to tell African people in Trinidad and Tobago to be PNM. They bring PNM supporters to lead African people in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, 1 year, 3 months under Kamala Persad, she bring an African leader to give African people opportunity and give African businessmen loans. Yeah. Which one are they rather? Which one are they rather, people?
COP.
African people are they? What are they rather?
COP, I said economic empowerment, economic development, economic inclusion, and access to capital for black people and black businesses.
And right? This is what this lady bring us. This is who she bring and invite over here. To give you, the business people and them, and you, the black community, opportunity. I remember I accept African leaders who only tell all to be PNM for 9 years. For the past 9 years, the African leaders that only spend millions of dollars never bring no opportunity. But to tell all to be PNM, ask all yourself if them is really African leaders. Slave sellers. I get Kamala Persad is a 10 out of 10 for that, what she do over there. Yeah. Because Trinidad and Tobago need that opportunity, Professor Wall Street.
Yeah, man.
And next thing, and the change in name Charlotte Street to Chinatown.
I ain't showing.
In Trinidad and Tobago.
I ain't sure.
Yes, they changed that a little while now under the PNM. That Charlotte Street is no longer Charlotte Street, is Chinatown. Yeah. And they put up big Chinese thing over there that make news headline over here. But for emancipation, I hear the Port of Spain mayor, they're going to change some streets, Charlotte Street, and put it part of Charlotte Street and Kwame Ture. Yeah, but he telling the people and them, the shame to say it's Chinatown now, because it's black people now he talking to. And it's shame to say, well, look, we change Charlotte Street and give it Chinatown. So they want to take out piece of the, Charlotte Street now and name it after Kwame Ture. Why don't they look for a better place? Why don't they put some the African historical place as Kwame Ture? Why don't they put them dirty roads and dirty streets and where people only rob people and kill people and all kind of things. Kwame Ture wasn't about that. Why you put Kwame Ture wrong about in Port of Spain? The same thing they put the Penny Committee on the street.
Yeah.
And then 3 months after, Keith Rowley come and said, oh, that street was only have feces. The whole of Port of Spain, feces, doing the doodoo on that street. And that is what Keith Rowley after he named that street after she. Why all the naming reckless streets after proud people? I want to have other so much nice historical buildings. What happened to schools and college? Why a college in this country can be after Kwame Ture?
Correct.
Rather than dirty, filthy streets that always falling out and things. Why? Thank you.
Thank you. So, folks, listen to this, right? Listen to this. Right? For all the years, PNM in power. All the years, PNM in power. Right? All of a sudden, PNM have found the blackness, Tommy. All of a sudden, the PNM didn't know that most of their supporters were black. Right? But lately, I see them in Emancipation and the way they win and the this and all kind of thing now. Kwame Ture Street and all kind of thing. All of a sudden. As soon as they're out of office, they find their voice to help poor black disadvantaged people. They find their voice. Yeah. They find their voice all of a sudden. Yeah? And they won this street name by this one. Listen to this.
Ferdinand Ferreira. Dr. Eric Williams erred in banning Kwame Ture. Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Aline's announcement that part of Oxford Street will be renamed after renowned Black Power civil rights leader Kwame Ture.
Tommy, let me ask the next question. Do they normally name a whole street or they name part of a street?
A whole street. I don't know what's with the partial thing.
Wait, I'm missing something here, folks. I am missing something. So, part of the street go be Kwame Ture Street and part go be Oxford Street?
Oxford.
So, we still want to keep the plantation. That's what I tell all you, The PNM government have enslaved black people for years. If you're going to rename a street, name the whole street. Part of a street, I don't think I heard that properly. Folks, I want to believe I'm wrong, that maybe it was misinterpreted what they wanted to do. Maybe it did. Let me repeat that.
Spain Mayor Chinua Aline's announcement that part of Oxford Street will be renamed after renowned Black Power civil rights leader Kwame Ture, born Stokely Carmichael, is a change in tune for the People's National Movement, PM. In the aftermath of the announcement on African Emancipation Day, political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani recalled how the PNM government under former Prime Minister Dr. Eric Williams banned Ture from this country. Ghani told the Sunday Guardian, in August 1967, Carmichael was deemed to be an undesirable person under SEC 4 of the Immigration Act by then Governor General Sir Solomon Hochoy, acting on the advice of the cabinet of Dr. Eric Williams. He was put on a watch list, and the local immigration authorities were told to look out for him. Ghani said the ban was reinforced through a government directive to the Airlines Association of TNT in 1969 and 1970. He went further in adding, Eric Williams was adamant that he did not want Carmichael to come to Trinidad and Tobago to talk about Black Power in 1970. The ban on Ture was lifted by former Prime Minister Bastio Pandey in 1996, and Ture was welcomed to the land of his birth by the Pandey government in June of that year. The Pandey administration also approved the sum of $12,000 towards his medical expenses during that time. The renaming of Oxford Street has been 6 years in the making. A formal request was laid before the Port of Spain City Corporation.
All you hear that? 6 years in the making. 6 years. PNM like black people. The PNM like black people. The PNM only like black people to vote for them. That is it. That is it. Holy calls, okay? Yeah.
In 2019 by then Deputy Mayor Helen Marine. Tor was born on Oxford Street. In an interview with the Sunday Guardian yesterday, founding member of the PNM Ferdinand Ferreira said it was a mistake for Williams to ban Tor, and the PNM has gotten over it. He said, like everything else, time heals a broken heart, and there are no two ways about it. It was an error. There was no justification. He had gone to Jamaica. He had gone to other Caribbean islands, and he was received.
Tommy, I just thought about something. Let me ask a question. The PNM was in power for 10 years, right? They had this 6 years ago, right? They never do anything about it. Here comes the UNC under Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. All in a sudden, the PNM had a revelation, and they want to rename street now after Kwame Ture. If I was Kwame Ture family, I would tell them, go to hell. PNM will go to hell. I would have tell them that. The mayor of Port of Spain, go to hell. I don't want to name nothing after me. None of all you. I go wait until Kamala Persad-Bissessar, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC government make their offer. Eh? All you is hypocrites. A bunch of hypocrites.
So there are no two ways about it. In fact, it was an incorrect decision to ban him. Ferreira went further in saying, it turned out that after all these years, the PNM has come to terms. I have come to the conclusion that it was a wrong decision to ban him. He was no threat to the local establishment. He was no threat in those days. Ferreira said Williams' decision at the time to ban Tor was a move to align his government with the Western power of the United States. At the time, Tor was one of the leading voices advocating for Black power in the United States. Port of South Member of Parliament Keith Scotland said he fully supports the move to rename part of Oxford Street. He said,
what? All of a sudden, Scotland want to rename him? That's what I'm telling you, you know. If Kwame Ture have any family in Trinidad, tell the PNM you don't want no street name after him. None. None. You don't want them touch anything to do with him. Eh? Keith Scotland jumping up now. All you going all your corner, eh? Going all your corner. We don't hear from all you. All you should be 40 years in opposition.
We hear about Marcus Garvey, don't we? How much do we hear about Kwame Ture, who is a pioneer and renowned figure? It's very, very critical because, and I say that if we don't write our history, others will write it for us. So I support that 100% and see that more ought to be done on all levels.
Them wasn't poor for last 10 years, Tommy. Did we hear anything about Kwame Ture? Eh? Eh, Tommy?
It was a
Them
secret.
wasn't poor for last 10 years. Did you hear anything about Kwame Ture?
They had a secret. It was a secret among themselves.
It was a secret. Yeah.
Among
All of a sudden, boy, yes. Go to hell. Yeah, KFC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. You don't think I am a talk with. That was a great freedom fighter, and
yeah, Kwame Ture. Yep.
Well, illiterate,
yeah, something like that.
And the billion after PNM, the Muslim man up in Avanti Day.
Yeah, the Kwame Ture. David Mohammed.
And who banned him from there?
PNM, Dr. Williams.
PNM banned him from there. Who bring him back there? Tell them lift the bar, bring him back here to free rights.
Pandey.
Pasdio
Pandey bring him back. Yeah. And listen, but this is like a reincarnation, right? They ban him. Yeah. The PNM wanted to do nothing with him. They sit on here for 6 years. Kamala Persad-Bissessar comes into office. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar in office. She dealing with the Afro-Eximbank. She dealing with reparation. All of a sudden, the PNM jump up now to name street after Kwame Ture. All of them could go to hell.
Mr. Worship, something we talk really now. for that Indian Prime Minister, I'll not will be back to holidays, give you a holiday, give you a school, they give them more Peace Island, they give us a Peace Island.
They're going to give you the AFREXIMBANK, right? They're going to deal with reparations, and we had a black man saying on there for 10 years.
With all due respect, I don't want to give you no bank. You know what I'm going to say? That means the racial, they like black people. But PNM was in power for 9 years and something years, and we the black government, and we always deny the bank. I had David Marble and Wickham and PNM. Every boss I was cussing and getting on.
Yeah.
They put on a red beret, they march the streets. They say we uplift black people. So you know, the Indian government to come and to uplift black people again. Something wrong with black people. Why don't you look at the she government and she team and she understand how PNM should their own. Because they really like we know Mr. Wall Street.
No, they don't like black people.
We are the voter bank, not me, because I like PNM. Every East West current, then let's vote for the PNM for the 1% and them. To make them get rich, I say we always say, we then get rich and make opportunity to the poor. And we suffer in the poor right through. Mr. Wall Street, we are talking the truth now.
Yeah.
They will never like me. Mr. Wall Street, carry anything, and I will tell you your program and you start program. I love you listening.
Yeah, man.
Bless.
CV says the bank is a brilliant idea. Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. You understand? We just now getting the right people in power in order to understand it. Because when let me play some voice notes here to me quickly, yeah.
I have one more.
Yeah, hold on. I have 2 voice notes here. Hold on.
Good afternoon, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. Wall Street, I really enjoyed your editorial of the Guardian's editorial. And I would suggest, I would like very much, if you can send that in as a letter to the editor. Let them see the nonsense that they are doing. That somebody pick apart your own editorial. I wish you would do that.
I could do that. Me, I really, I no problem. I no problem. Tommy, Tommy, we say we originate, we do imitate. I let everybody do the word editorial, and I do the audio editorials. I the audio editorial man. You understand? Because we originate, we do imitate. Yeah?
Yep.
Wall Street and to everybody out there. Wall Street, you are right. When they are out of office, they get an epiphany. Like how Karim get an epiphany that he won the water pipes that them fixing in the Beatham.
Yeah.
All the time they were not asking for the pipes and them to be fixed because they know PNM was not going to fix it for them. But he come to ask the UNC government, who when the UNC, when everybody does when he got to ask them to come and fix it for him. And you know they will do it.
Yeah, they will fix it.
Never mind, he said it was a hoax. Right? It was a hoax when they say that when everybody will win. And they misled the people, but we will see who will get it done for them. All the time, all they didn't know that. All the time, you could raise your voice. And I said it on several stations. You couldn't raise your voice for the only toilet water that was flowing.
Yeah.
But now you want the water to come in and 65 to them. Tell you, they're just a bunch of mocking pretenders. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, correct. Let's have a next voice note here. Hold on.
And David Mohammed rather the PNM be in power. And David Mohammed rather the PNM to be in power. And the PNM is the political party that banned Kwame Ture. And David Mohammed build a building after Kwame Ture. Whether it's sympathy for the PNM or David Mohammed. What's it around? You're supposed to be loving the UNC and hating the PNM for banning people like Kwame Ture. But yet still love the PNM. Black conscious.
I get it here. I credit to it. They're real good enough. Let me see if I have any other voice too yet. Hold on, I got next one yet.
Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street. Remember Wall Street. Black people is a racist to their own people. Black people is racist to their own people, much less if they consider the Indian. And do you know it have some Indians is racist against the Indians? Check that out.
Thank you, Salva.
Impossible.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, let me play this one.
Lydia, hello to you, Lydia. Go ahead.
This is Juice again. Now, to add to what Koji saying about Chinatown, the two statues at the bottom of Charlotte Street, right? It's two dragons. One dragon with the foot on top of a smaller dragon, and the other dragon with the foot on a ball. I want to let you think about that for a second, right? Because that is how the last PNM government had other people on Trinidadians, right? And the foot on the neck, and the foot on others, and possibly they aiming for the rest of the world. These Chinese people, right? So, good one, Fuji.
Okay, folks. Start to put your closing comments and closing quotes in the chat, and send your closing voice note. Have a next one here.
Good afternoon, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy again. You see why I had to make a third voice note? Because Gordon sank into the cesspit. I have to say sink into the cesspit. I said change the Ken Valley closure to the Kwame Ture. Remove Ken Valley name and also remove Mandela name from the park. This PM racist, I make no apologies to saying him, asking me who they should put Gandhi. No, I did not make any, my suggestion was Ture. But maybe you see, he have a problem understanding, right? So he right away figure asked me if we should name it Gandhi. No, Gordon, I don't want it named Gandhi because that will give you a massive heart attack. And we don't want you going into the party lounge right now. I tell you, all it can't change, all this thinking mindset can't change. Don't care how all it preach God, preach from the cover to cover in the Bible, all it can't change all this thinking. I suggested anytime to name it Gandhi, but no. You asking me to go put Gandhi name. Gordon, you real went in the basement of the cesspit. You racial cesspit. Thanks a lot, Wall Street.
Gordon, boy. I know what to say, huh? Yeah, Tommy, boy. Tommy.
Go ahead.
When I looked at what happened, Michael Jonetti said, Professor, could you forward a letter to the PM suggesting the naming of a building after leader Torre? That's a good idea, You know that?
Yep.
Michael Jonetti. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Yeah. Maybe I should pen a letter and send it out. That's a good idea. I like the idea. COP, welcome.
Professor Wall Street, good afternoon to you again. And Uncle Tommy, good afternoon to you again.
Same to you.
You just look for Lembu. And I watch now. For AI.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. For AI to pick up his fault in the voice note and them and give him that boo. Watch that. He's the only person that AI just pick up his fault and give him that boo.
Only person.
in the world. In the world.
You have a special AI boo for he.
Yeah, because AI, how AI don't boo anybody else. For you to send a voice note or call a programmer, and for AI to pick up your fault and give you a boo, something wrong, something wrong. And why are saying that he deserve them boo? I hear them just now saying, children, people who benefit from the country, from the state in education and things, should have to give back something to the country. Why? Why? So all the resources of this land, the profits supposed to be for those things to help children in the education, to help young businessmen in the business plan. And that is what the money is supposed to be doing, helping the future of the country go forward. Why we should have to give back money when we state help we? God, why don't ask Kit Rowley to ask back Venezuela for that 50 million US dollars we give Venezuela? How come we are asking for that money to come back? And many other countries. What about the $100 million the write-off from Lenny State and all of them? And all them white people and them? That we write off millions of dollars. Why don't ask for the state to ask back for them money and them? Instead of the young people them who now striving, you want them to give back to the country. Well, give back what? The money in the country is to help the future of the country. We had to give back nothing. If we wealthy all over the world and we country sinking, we could give back in that way. You ask where Eric Williams' daughter get all that money from, and she wanted to help. She didn't want to help the government, you know? She wanted to help the PNM. Thank you.
Thank you. You have any more there, Tommy?
No, nothing at the moment.
You see, Tommy, it is sad, eh? Hey, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good evening again, Mr. Answer, Mr. Tommy, and to all the callers, Texas. See everybody tomorrow. Be safe, you and your family, until we meet again. Mr. Anson, great show today as usual. You and Mr. Tommy. The conversation was excellent. It's something that needed to be done. You know, sometimes we have to step out the box now, so to speak.
Correct is right.
And Kunji, you make sense, you know, because every time go to use OpenAI, ChatGPT, before you use it, there is ask him, verify if he's human. Oh, I understand, so Mr. Tommy, look on.
Good night.
Yeah, KFC.
Hello, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
All of them. All of the Indians, and I say the Indian Prime Minister, all of them, why is right now? Who from John, who from Kukarit, who from Lavanti, you know where I know to live? From the Indian community. They're running from the whole community. Because they feel like gunshot, they feel like anything. And they can't develop in the community, they're running from the whole community. I know plenty of them because I'm thinking in the back here. And I'm watching them. Because even in the community, and the man in charge, in the further Indian man, the person are trying to a Chinese Indian. All of us spend money by him. An Indian man, they're running from the community. So then run black people in Mr. Wall Street. If we have a person, I can send you one next look on them. So I tell you, see Emancipation community, and they will move on them, fire burn them up. You don't PM. You don't talk like a Sama, you don't talk and fight for people on them. You see, you get schools, you get this, you get that. You get the Naga. We have nothing. We went over here, Emancipation, we rent tent, rent chairs, rent toilets, and after that, I said they'll be dead. Bless.
Yeah, man. So me are looking for something here. Hold on, eh? Yeah, Tommy. Let me go to the chat here. Lawyer fees amounted to $1 billion to get back $400 million. Gordon and the PM logic math. Maloney's another part of Slimy twin brother. How Slimy doing, boy? Michael Jonetti said this much, Professor. I'm regular listening to your program. Thank you, man. Pearl Sammy, the next set of idiots that shall exist anymore is the nasty 1%. So-called Fourth Estate media. Yeah, the Fourth Estate media. Okay, I have something here I want to play. Let me see if I could get it over here. Let me see if it's here. Hold on, Tommy. I'm looking for something here on my phone. I think this is it here. I wonder if this is it, boy. Let me see if this is it. Hold on,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the award for Fraud of the Week. Drum roll, please. Gordon Dried Gin Joseph.
You know, Tommy, we were supposed to do Fraud of the Week and we didn't do it, you know. So Gordon Dryden Joseph was Fraud of the Week. We'll do Fraud of the Week tomorrow. Remind me, we had to do Fraud of the Week. So, folks, this is the Fraud of the Week from last week when we first started. Let me play that again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the award for Fraud of the Week. Drum roll, please. Gordon Dried Gin Joseph.
So, folks, that was the award from last week when we first started Fraud of the Week. We're going to pick up at Fraud of the Week tomorrow again. Fraud of the Week, right? So get your Fraud of the Weeks ready. Yeah? Get your Fraud of the Week ready. Michael, say, what about Farris on his CPEP contractors corruption? Is it buried already? Buried and forgotten? Nah, they didn't forget it yet, man. Lenora, thank you. Lovely, well-balanced show today. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and see you on the village chat. I'm retired and a widow, so I can laze all I want. Bye. Hey, Laura, you can laze all she want, bye. Banmena says, KFC, there will be more people speaking out against this stand your ground. David is just the beginning. Banmena, there will be more people want stand your ground in Trinidad more than anything else. Yeah? By the way, you don't want it, right, Banmena? You don't want it. I wonder if Gordon Dryden Joseph want it. I wonder if they want it. Tommy, what's your take on? Anyway, we just had 2 minutes left. We go do that tomorrow. I must see if I have any other voice notes here. All right, no more voice notes. Yeah, but folks, we have to pay attention, and we have to understand what's really happening. And we could see this Emancipation Day was somewhat different, very, very different. In that, from what I see, Tommy, there are going to be economic advantages coming out of this. That's what I can see.
No question about it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, full credit have to go to Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessy.
She done wonderful. So far she's doing a wonderful job.
And people want to ask. I'm saying how people just ask it. Tell people, where Kamala? We come now. She working hard. And Tommy, all kind of thing they were saying about Kamala Prasad Processor, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Processor, and she was walking through the Emancipation Village on Friday.
Yep.
No, that wasn't she. That was AI. That was AI. That wasn't her. That was AI who was walking through there. Folks, we're going to take that break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, folks, whenever you join us, do your civic duty, the WZYE civic duty, and share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. And as the professor says, share that live as soon as you get in.
Yep. Okay, let me play my closing quote. Okay, here it is.
Today is Sunday. Good morning, Lord. Today is Sunday, August 3rd, and before anything else, I just want to thank you. Even without knowing what this day holds, I know who walks with me. Thank you for waking me up, for renewing your mercy over my life, and for reminding me that no day is empty when your spirit is with me. Today, I choose to rest in you. May my heart remain calm, may my thoughts be steady, and may my spirit be aligned with your peace. Lord, take care of my family, protect those I love, and pour over us your presence that heals, comforts, and transforms. Let this Sunday be light, blessed, and full of purpose. Lead my steps, strengthen my faith, and even when I don't understand, help me to trust you completely. I give you everything that worries me and everything that makes me smile, because I know you care for all of me. In Jesus' name, amen. Type amen in the...
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all. I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent, and talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
This is to our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, We may forget what you said and what you did, but we'll never forget the way you make us feel. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. Be cool. Stay calm. We'll see each other in the village tomorrow, God willing. Till then, good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me see. I have a voice note here.
My closing remarks is I am amused and amazed at sometimes the thinking of people. Not one suggestion that could help the government to do better. When you want the government to be there for 10 years, 15 years, 50 years, 100 years, but all you talk about is PNM, 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 PNM. When you said that you didn't want to talk about UNC because they were in opposition. You only want to talk about PNM, so it's a PNM thing. It's a PNM thing. Well, boy, only just showing the level of sickness, you know. But God could heal, so I will continue to pray. And once the opportunity there to talk, I will talk. I don't care about Boo and all them shippiness. You understand? Because that ain't interfering with my position that God has blessed me with. Right? I'm extremely successful. I don't even want to say a black man. Color. God don't deal with color. All right? So we go continue to pray. Means and things that would help change the system. So somebody 6.5, the number could go down to about 3.5, and then 3, and then 2, and so on. All right? Have a good afternoon. Don't forget.
I have a voicemail.
You have a voice note? Go ahead.
This is Juice again. All right. Don't forget tomorrow. You could discuss if you want, you could discuss the PSA negotiation. Because what happened, the media keep talking about when the government would give the public servants 10% now. So you could make that part of your program tomorrow. Have a pleasant evening. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Is it?
Let me see what else we have. I think we have something else. Let me see what. It says here. Let's see what it is. It's loading.
Who is that?
Ain't sure.
Okay. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah, KFC.
Hello?
Yeah. Tell me you can stop that.
Who's that thing? That thing. Hello, Mr. What's your uncle tell me? Happy Black
Stop it.
History to you. Mr. Wall Street and says Monday, so tomorrow meet again on Tuesday and Thursday. Well, it's a pretty good program, right?
Yes. What's that? Just get something here. Let me read this real quick. Tell me you could stop that. Stop it.
I try to shut it down, but it wouldn't shut down. All right, let me appeal it.
So let me quickly go to this here before we go. So, folks,
because the very thing froze.
all right, you back. So, folks, the breaking news is that the UNC condemns the tasteless and self-serving statement by Anthony Vieira on Senator Dioruk Timal's death. The United National Congress expressed its deepest condolences and sympathies to the family, friends, and colleagues of Senator Dioruk Timal on his passing. Senator Timal served with the distinction on the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago with a respective cultural leader, notably as president of the National Council of Indian Culture and head of the Hindu Swayman Sivak Sang in Trinidad and Tobago. His contribution to national life, culture, and community development was significant and lasting. It is with deep dismay that the UNC notes the tasteless, offensive, and self-certain statement issued by Senator Anthony Vieira in what should have been a solemn tribute to a departed colleague. Shockingly, rather than take this moment to unite the country in honor of Senator Timal, who positively impacted so many lives, Senator Vieira shamefully used this occasion of mourning as a platform to needlessly deepen political division and advance his personal political vendetta and narrative. The UNC regrets Senator Vieira's distasteful politicization of Senator Timal's passing and calls for the Parliament to honor Senator Timal's service and contribution with the grace, respect, and dignity he deserved without the rancor, bitterness, and lack of maturity that Senator Vieira displays. Dr. Kate Kirk Mayhew, Public Relations Officer, United National Congress. So there you go, folks. Let me get to the closing quotes here now. Okay, here we go. Ninja Girl says, great show as always. Blessing to all. Be safe, guys. God bless TNT. Blessings. Semantic 62 says, sometimes good things fall apart, so better things could fall together. Marilyn Monroe. Tommy Mohammed says, Pearl Sami. Yes, we have to pray for Ms. Besessa and our ministers that they may continue to bless and protect them. Ms. Santa Cruz says, bullies only try to break the spirits of others so they can feel better about their own miserable lives. Unknown. Pearl Sami says, no weapon formed against my Prime Minister and a whole team shall prosper. Great program. Thank you. Vindra says, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Everyone enjoy the week and be safe. Love you all. Tommy Mohammed says, my closing comment is this. It's time PNM supporters in Trinidad and Tobago wake up and realize that the so-called Black People Party ain't care about their own Black people. Correct is right. Anne-Marie Robinson says, let me get this clear. I see you or a group of you entering my home uninvited. I don't know any of you. I'm supposed to do what? Get them a drink. Get them a coffee. Get them a light drink. Hey, James Howlett, boy. Thanks for the super sticker. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Okay, folks. We are out of here. And we're gonna go out today with appreciation by Johnny King. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Try to be happy. Relentless search for luxury. In search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring fight to be like a king. Children become delinquents for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, Everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Wages never solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around, production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation is on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. Do what you want your neighbors do.